Assalamualaikum Warahmatullaahi Wabarakatuh. I am Anggun Septiarini with NPM 244120031. In this introduction to management video, I will explain the environment and company culture. Definition of corporate environment and culture. The first is the definition of the corporate environment: the physical, social, and psychological conditions that shape the workplace. This includes elements such as work facilities, interaction between employees, safety, and well-being in the workplace. A positive environment can support employee comfort, productivity, and well-being. Second is the definition of company culture. Corporate culture is a collection of values, norms, beliefs, and habits that shape the identity and way of operating a company. This culture guides employee behavior, decision-making, and interactions in the workplace. A strong and positive company culture can increase motivation, loyalty, and collaboration, while a less supportive culture can hinder employee productivity and retention. The goals of a positive corporate environment and culture are: 1. Increase productivity and efficiency. A comfortable environment and supportive culture can make employees work more efficiently and productively. When employees feel supported and have clear goals, they tend to work more focused and effective. 2. Motivate and increase employee satisfaction. A company culture that values individual contribution, well-being, and personal development can increase employee satisfaction. Employees who feel satisfied and motivated tend to have higher loyalty to the company. 3. Strengthen collaboration and communication. An environment and culture that supports cooperation creates open and collaborative communication among employees. This allows for a more effective exchange of ideas and problem-solving, thereby encouraging innovation. 4. Creates a strong company identity and values. Company culture creates an identity that differentiates the company from competitors. This culture allows employees to understand the company's vision and values, so they work according to common goals. 5. Attract and retain top talent. A supportive environment and positive company culture can be an attraction for potential talent. Employees tend to choose companies with a culture that aligns with their values, and a positive environment helps retain them longer. 6. Supports well-being and work-life balance. A healthy environment and a culture that cares about work-life balance helps reduce employee burnout, improve mental well-being, and reduce turnover rates. The external environment of a company can be considered to have two layers, namely the general environment and the company environment. The general environment is the outermost layer that is widespread and influences the company indirectly. The general environment includes social, economic, legal/political, international, natural, and technological factors that equally affect all companies. The task environment is closer to the company and includes sectors that carry out daily transactions with the company and directly influence basic operations and performance. The company also has an internal environment which includes elements within the scope of the company. The internal environment consists of existing employees, management, and especially company culture, which determines employee behavior in the internal environment and the company's level of adaptation to the external environment. The external environment of a company can be considered to have two layers, namely the general environment and the company environment. The general environment is the outermost layer that is widespread and influences the company indirectly. The general environment is the outermost layer of the environment. All of its dimensions influence a company over time, but often do not come face to face on a day-to-day basis. General environmental dimensions include international, technological, economic, cultural, social, legal, political, and natural dimensions. 1. The international dimension of the external environment is events that occur abroad as well as opportunities for U.S. companies in other countries. 2. The technological dimension includes developments in science and technology in certain industrial fields and in society as a whole. 3. The sociocultural dimensions of the general environment are demographic characteristics as well as the norms, customs, and values held by the general population. Some important sociocultural characteristics are population distribution and density, age, and level of education. 4. The economic dimension shows the general economic health of the country or region where an organization operates. 5. Legal politics. The political legal dimension consists of government laws or local regulations. State and federal. Likewise, political activities are designed to influence corporate behavior. 6. Nature. In order to face pressure from environmental advocates, organizations have become increasingly sensitive to the depletion of the Earth's natural resources and the impact that products have on the environment. The natural dimension consists of all elements naturally occurring on Earth, for example plants, rocks, and natural resources such as air, atmosphere, and climate. The task environment consists of sectors that have work relationships directly with the organization, namely customers, competitors, suppliers, and workforce. 1. Customers are people and organizations in the business environment who obtain goods and services from the organization. As recipients of the output produced by the organization, customers are an important element because customers determine the success of the organization. 2. Competitors of other organizations in the same industry and type of business that provide goods and services to the same customers. 3. Suppliers provide the raw materials that an organization uses to produce its goods. 4. The labor market is the people in the business environment who can be employed by the company. Every company needs a steady and qualified supply of personnel. Organization and company relationships. Low uncertainty. Organizations must try to make environmental uncertainty effective. This means that managers do not have sufficient information about environmental factors to be able to understand and predict environmental needs and changes. The characteristic that influences uncertainty is that a number of these factors change. High uncertainty. If an organization faces increased uncertainty in relation to competitors, customers, suppliers, government regulations, managers can use several strategies to adapt to these changes, including boundaries spanning roles, interorganizational partnerships, and mergers or joint ventures. 1. The roles of departmental boundary expansion and boundary expansion link and connect the organization with important elements in the external environment. People who expand boundaries do two things for an organization. They detect and process information about changes, and they represent the organization's interests in the environment. 2. Interorganizational partnerships are a now popular strategy for adapting to the business environment to reduce boundaries and increase cooperation with other organizations. 3. Mergers and joint ventures. A joint venture is an alliance or strategic program carried out by two or more organizations, while a merger is a combination of two or more organizations into one. Next, what is the internal environment? The internal environment is the manager's workplace, which includes company culture, production technology, organizational structure, and physical facilities. 1. Workers/employees. Workers are people who work within a company or organization who want rewards in the form of wages or salaries, while managers want high performance. 2. Board of Commissioners. The Board of Commissioners represents the interests of shareholders, where the Board of Commissioners monitors activities and supervises management, and ensures that activities will achieve their goals. Its position is independent of management. 3. Shareholders. Shareholders' responsibilities are based on how much of their shares they own in the company. If the company makes a profit, then they get as much in return as they invested. The benefits of corporate culture are divided into two, namely benefits for human resources and benefits for the company. Benefits for human resources. 1. As a guideline for behavior within the company. In this case, employees cannot act or behave as they please, but must adapt to who and where they are. 2. Having the same steps and vision in carrying out the duties and responsibilities of each individual can improve their function and develop the level of interdependence between individuals or sections because other individuals or sections complement each other in the company's business activities. 3. Providing encouragement to employees to achieve better work performance or productivity. 4. Knowing exactly about their career in the company will encourage them to be consistent with their duties and responsibilities. Benefits for companies include: 1. Is one of the elements that can reduce employee turnover because company culture encourages employees to decide to continue developing with the company. 2. As a guide in determining policies relating to the scope of the company's internal activities such as administrative regulations, relations between departments, employee achievement awards, work appraisals, and so on. 3. to show external parties the existence of the company's unique characteristics among companies in society. 4 is a reference in preparing corporate planning. 5 can create business development and human resource development programs with full support from all levels of existing human resources. The conclusion from the material regarding the environment and corporate culture is that both are important elements that influence each other and determine the long-term success of the company. The company environment includes internal and external conditions that influence performance and operations, such as organizational structure, business strategy, as well as social, economic, and technological factors. Meanwhile, corporate culture includes the values, norms, and behaviors that are adhered to and implemented by all members of the organization. A positive company culture can create a conducive work environment, increase employee motivation, collaboration, and engagement. On the other hand, an unsupportive environment or an inappropriate culture can cause problems such as stress, low productivity, and high employee turnover rates. Therefore, companies need to build a culture that is aligned with organizational goals and values, while creating a work environment that is adaptive and responsive to change. That's the video I made. If I say something wrong, I apologize. To Allah, I ask forgiveness. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.